Ohayo gozaimasu! You can say the one in French.
Welcome.
Mark's French is pretty good. Okay, everybody, I think probably everybody is sick to death of listening to me because I've been speaking all weekend, but I'm going again. My name is Doug Montgomery. I'm the chair of Japan-American Society and the producer of the French, or the, not the French, the Japanese Film Festival, Japan Cuts Hollywood. I will tell you a very quick story of why I'm here. This is my boss, Mark Garreton at Warner Brothers. And I met Mark probably a little bit over a year ago, and we were talking about this and that about Japan, and Mark says to me, he goes, I was at this French film festival on the weekend. Why don't your people have a film festival? And my people are Japanese, so anyway, I don't look Japanese, but you're my people. But anyway, from that meeting, actually, I met with Chikako, who's here somewhere, and then Mark, myself, Chikako, and Francois, who may be here. If he's not, he's in trouble. We all met at Olive and Time in Burbank, and we just started a discussion about how we could potentially create a Japanese film festival. That is 1 year ago, and now we are here today. So one of the things that I really wanted to do at this film festival that's a little different from others, I wanted to create kind of a market and a meeting place where both sides benefit. So a lot of other film festivals are just saying, you know, buy my country's stuff, buy my country's stuff, buy my country's stuff. And I thought about it, well, what's in it from Hollywood's side? Why does Hollywood have to only buy your stuff? Why can you not buy Hollywood stuff? So from that concept, actually speaking with Warner Brothers Japan, I found out that Warner Japan is making, has done a remake of Bucket List, the US version. So the idea was that if we could also show movies that were made a Japanese version of a US IP, that's a perfect example of, you know, the way that this bridge could be two-way. So from that idea, I wanted to bring Mark up. He can describe what he does better than I, to talk about, you know, the things that Warner Brothers does, and, you know, kind of this idea of a two-way street between Japan and Hollywood. So everybody, Mark Garreton.
Thank you, Doug. I'm going to apologize for my voice, and that's not because of the singing last night. Just to make a long story short, I'm going to take a line from actually François Truffaut, who's the director of the French Film Festival, who says there is a very long love story between Hollywood and French cinema. And to be fair, there is a very long love story between Warner Brothers and the Japanese cinema. Next year, we'll celebrate our first 100 movies. You can't hear me? The first 100 movies and co-productions between Warner Brothers and the Japan cinema in general. We have covered this year 1,000 hours of Japanese animation. And when Inudo-san, the director, came to us about 3 years ago saying, I really love to do a movie with you guys in Japan, and I think we have a story here with the Bucket List that could resonate with the Japanese audience. But then he came to us saying, I think it would be great if we can take the American story and pivot it in a way that we can get 2 female lead characters. And then we can talk about the position of the woman in the Japanese society and cover a pretty broad spectrum of characters from the housewife to the CEO. And we thought that was a very clever way to look at that story and tell that story from a very Japanese point of view. I'm not going to talk more about the movie because there's a few more twists in the story. But when he also said, we think it would be great if the 2 lead characters could be Yoshinaga-san and Amami-san, then we say, well, go. This is the perfect cast you can think of for a movie like this. So as Doug said, you probably heard too many words. We have a little surprise for you.
2 surprises.
2 surprises.
Okay, first surprise is actually for Mark. So for those of you who have been following our film festival, and for those of you who haven't, shame on you. But for those of you who have been following our film festival, you know that we have an ambassador. Our ambassador for the film festival is Shiho, and Shiho is going to come on stage and present Mark with a gift. So he's French, of course. Okay, Nico, maybe.
It's a bit early for white wine, but we do have a surprise. This one was not the surprise I was talking about.
We love the film festival. Will there be one next